I'm Natalie. Welcome to Sky Yoga and Bar Studio. Today I'm going to walk you through a sequence that will help relieve back pain. I know everybody has back pain at some time in their lives, and sometimes we don't recognize that back pain can come from maybe tight hips or tight muscles in the deep core area, or maybe even just not using our postural muscles correctly. So to begin, all you need is a yoga mat, if you have one. If not, that's okay, you can lay on your floor. Maybe a blanket or a folded towel, and maybe a hand towel or a yoga strap if you have one. So let's go ahead and come to a lying position on your mat, on your back. And we're going to begin by bending the knees, taking the back to the floor or to your mat. And let's begin to find the deep core muscles in the low belly. So as you're lying down, I want you to think about drawing the tailbone up toward the ceiling using only the muscles of the low belly. Sometimes that feels like maybe the hip pointers are rolling in toward each other. And then lower it down. Create a small arch in the back, in the low back. And let's take that tailbone back up toward the ceiling, squeeze the muscles of the low belly, and lower the back down again. Come on, go ahead and do this 2 more times. Roll the tailbone up. You're just moving it a tiny bit, maybe an inch or 2, and back down. And last time, tailbone rolls up. And lower it back down. Okay, reclined pigeon. We'll flex the right foot, take the ankle to the left leg, and go ahead and gently press that knee away from the body, using the muscles of the hip, the outer hip. Flex the right foot. Pause here for just a moment. Make sure you can feel that engagement in that outer right hip. And release the engagement, pull the left knee up, and if you're able to, reach back behind the leg on the left. If you feel like you can take it even deeper and you don't have knee problems, you can bend that left knee, take the hands to the left shin. Now draw the upper arms into the shoulder sockets as you pull in on that leg. Take a deep breath here. One more breath in and out through the nose. And then go ahead and lower that left foot back down to the mat. If you have a hand towel, go ahead and grab the towel or whatever towel you've got, or the strap. We'll wrap the foot with the strap or the towel so the towel comes to the bottom of the foot, right leg. Start to pull that leg in toward the body, and you'll begin to feel that stretch on the back of that right leg hamstring. Now try to keep the low back connected and the hips connected as you take some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Two more breaths. Inhale and exhale. And last one, take an inhale into the back of that leg. And go ahead and exhale it out. Now release the strap or the towel from the foot. Take the ankle back to that left knee. We're going to allow both legs to fall over toward the right side of the body. So the knees start to move over toward the right. We've got our arms spread out, so we're not creating tension in the upper back or in the back of the neck. 3 deep breaths. Breathe right into that stretch, into that low back area. In and out through the nose. Last breath. And take the hips back to center. Go ahead and Take the legs long on the mat, stretch the arms up over the head. Nice deep breath here. And then we'll take the arms back along the sides, pull that right knee in toward the chest. Now grab onto the shin if that is accessible to you. If not, you can grab on the back of the hamstring. We're just going to pull the knee in, hugging it to the chest. Take a breath. And then move it over toward the right shoulder. Now take the knee back to center, lower the left leg long. And then both feet back to the mat, knees bent. We'll switch that onto the other side. So let's go ahead and lift that left leg up. Flex the foot. Send the left ankle to the right leg just below the knee. And go ahead and press that left knee away from the body slightly, engaging the muscles of the outer hip. Take a breath here. Now release the pressure in that left hip as you begin to draw the right foot up off the mat, either grabbing behind the right leg or maybe grabbing the shin of the right leg. It's going to depend on how much flexibility you've got in that outer hip. Keep the feet and the ankles engaged as you give them a flex. And take 2 deep breaths into that outer left hip. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Now lower the right foot back down. Send the left leg up toward the ceiling as you grab that towel or the strap once again, or even a tie would work. So go ahead and take the strap to the bottom of the left foot as you begin to draw that left leg in toward the body. Make sure the low back and the hips stay connected to the mat. Now take 3 deep breaths into the back of that left hamstring. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. At the top of that inhale, pause for just a moment. And exhale. And last one, take an inhale. Exhale, release. Now remove the strap or the towel. Take the left ankle back to the right leg. And from here, we're going to allow those knees to fall over toward the left side of the body. So the knees are falling over to the left ankle stays stacked on top of the right leg. Take the arms out to the sides. Now rest in through the shoulders and the jaw. Two more breaths. Inhale through the nose, pause at the top. And exhale, release. One more time, inhale. Pause. And release. Now take the knees back to center. Send the right leg long. Pull the left knee into the chest. Give it a little hug. Either on the back of the left thigh or on the shin. Now take the left knee, move it slightly over toward the left side of the body or toward the left shoulder. Take a breath here. And take the knee back to center. Send both legs long on the mat again. We're going to take our arms over our head, reach toward the wall behind you, reach the toes toward the wall in front of you, and take a nice deep breath from the fingertips all the way to the toes. Now go ahead and pull those knees into the chest. We're going to start to rock and roll here, or spinal rock. So we're just going to rock front to back. If it feels better, you can grab onto the hamstrings. If this doesn't feel good at all, don't do it. And come all the way up to seated.
Now if you've got your blanket or your towel,
You may want to fold it in half. We're going to take a seat on the blanket. That's just going to allow our pelvis to be in a little bit more neutral position. So it's not going back. So we're not pressing into the low back area, but we're sitting up nice and tall. So it's almost as if the tops of the hips are angling forward slightly. We're going to sit up, reach up through the chest, take the tops of the shoulders down, take a breath here. Now on your inhale, start to raise the arms up overhead. As you exhale, twist toward that left knee. Right hand is going to find the left leg. Left hand is going to find a spot on the mat right behind your back, or right to the side of your left hip. Only twisting from the belly button. Keep your hip pointers facing forward so you feel it in the core a little bit. And take a nice deep breath. And back to center. So remember, when you're twisting, only twist from the belly button up. Don't twist the hips. You're going to keep your hips facing the front and just twisting from the belly. Next time, inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist left hand toward the right leg, right hand toward the back. So that right hand is keeping your body lifted up tall, your chest lifted up tall. You're breathing here. And then release back to the center. From here, we're going to walk our arms out. So you can keep that blanket if you want. If it feels better to remove it, you can take it and put it over to the side. But just make sure that one leg is right in front of the other, or maybe crossed. And if they're crossed and it feels bad on your ankles, take it right in front. We're going to inhale to lengthen the chest. Exhale to walk our hands forward. Just coming to your own degree or your own depth in this pose. If it feels good, you can take the forearms or the elbows to the mat. But if it doesn't, come back up onto the palms. And again, you may want to lose the blanket here. Now from here, we're going to inhale, center, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk your hands all the way over toward the left side of your body. Walking that right arm out and away. Take a deep breath into the right side body here. As you inhale next, walk your arms through center. As you exhale, walk your hands over toward the right side of the body. Left arm walks away from you. This time the breath goes into the left side. Your next inhale is going to walk your hands back to center. Exhale, walk them up. And take your legs long on your mat in front of you. Go ahead and point your toes here. Take your hands behind your hips. Fingertips facing forward if that's accessible. If not, you can face them out. That's okay. But just go ahead and press the chest up. Press the middle portion of the back forward. Point the toes. Take a deep breath in. And release it out. And then walk the chest back up. Now take the opposite leg in front. Back into that crisscross. Whatever leg feels unnatural is what you're going to take in front. Because usually when we cross, we have a certain way that we cross naturally. So take the opposite leg in front. All right. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to walk the hands out in front of you, just like you did before, trying to keep the sit bones down. Now keep the crown of the head in line with the spine. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Next inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Exhale, walk your hands all the way over to the right side of the body. Take a deep breath into the left side. As you inhale next, walk your hands through center. Exhale, walk them over to the left and breathe into the right side of the body. As you inhale next, come right back to center. Exhale, walk your hands up.
This time we'll take the hands to the knees. We're gonna do some seated cat-cow. So I'll show you a front view and then I'll show you a side view. As you inhale, we're just gonna pull the chest forward. Keep the shoulders dropped away from the ears, look up. As you exhale, we're gonna round the back, as if we're creating a cave in the belly. Inhale forward. Exhale, round. Now moving with the timing of your breath, I want you to do that 2 more rounds. Inhale to come forward. And exhale to round it out. Inhale forward. Exhale, round. And come right back up to center. Now either roll over your ankles coming into tabletop or swing your legs around behind you. If this is too much on the knees, you may grab that blanket, unfold it 1 or 2 times and put it on your mat right where the knees would go. We're gonna come into our tabletop position. So from here, I want your fingertips to be spread wide. Take your wrists right below the shoulders and your knees right below the hips. Tabletop. Got our fingers wide, so they're taking some of the pressure out of the wrists, pressing into those finger pads. As we inhale next, we're gonna send that right foot back. Keep your toe down on your mat and press in toward the heel. Coming into that calf stretch, take a deep breath. And release the knee back into center. Inhale, take the left leg back, toe down. Press toward the heel as you come into that calf stretch. Deep breath in. And release and come back to center. If you want to, you can keep your toes tucked in the back or you can untuck the toes completely, up to you. On your next inhale, I want you to send that right leg straight back. So keep the foot flexed, toes point down toward the floor, and avoid the temptation to lift that right leg up. We want to keep the hips level with each other, level to the floor, so that they're nice and engaged. Now left arm goes forward, take a breath here. Now 1 more inhale, and exhale, lower everything back down. Inhale, send the left leg back. Make sure your hips are level. The low belly button is pulling up toward the spine. And flex that left heel so that it's reaching back. Toes are pointing down, right arm forward. Take a breath here. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Take your big toes to touch. Widen your knees about the width of the mat. And sit your hips back on toward your heels, for your child's pose. Go ahead and let your arms come out long as your head or your chest finds your mat. 2 deep breaths. Deep breath, 1 more time. Now press the fingertips into the mat as you lift the palms and the forearms up. So we've created little spider shapes with the fingers. We're going to draw the shoulder blades down the back as our chest moves down toward the mat. Deep breath in and out. 1 more inhale through the nose and exhale. Now release the palms. Take the right hand underneath the left arm. Thread the needle. We're going to rest on the right side of the head, with the right arm reaching over toward the left side of the mat. Rest on that left shoulder, left tricep. Deep breath here. And release, switch sides. Right arm extends out to the front. Left hand crawls underneath that right. Release to the left arm, left tricep. Allowing the left temple to relax on the mat. Take a deep breath. And let it out. Now take that left arm back out in front. Crawl the hands back up. Come into your tabletop position and walk the knees back behind you so that you have created length in the spine. And then we're going to lower down onto our bellies. So we'll just slowly lower the chest down. Untuck the toes, let the tops of the feet rest. Sphinx pose. Come up onto your elbows so that they're stacked right below your shoulders. And then I want you to draw the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Now pull the low belly up off the mat as if the muscles in between those hip pointers are pulling in toward each other and then lifting up toward the belly button. So we're lengthening that low back, keeping that low belly strong, and the shoulders stay away from the ears. Once again, 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now, put in some work in Sphinx. I want you to lay down on your chest. Send your left arm out to the left side of the mat. It's about the level of the shoulder, maybe a little bit lower. And as we roll toward that left hand, we're going to crawl the fingertips away from us. Press the right hand into the mat. Start to roll to the side, the left side of the body. That right foot can go back behind you, tapping. It can stay in front if that's too much. Now take some breaths into the left chest area. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale, release. Now roll back to center. Send the right arm out to the right side of the mat. As you begin to roll toward that right hand, crawl the fingertips away. Make sure that the arm is just below the level of the shoulder. Roll toward the side, and that left hand stays planted so it's supporting the upper body. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. And roll right back to center. Take your hands below your shoulders, and just like we did in Sphinx pose, I want you to keep the tops of the shoulders pressed away from the ears so that it's almost as if you are squeezing your shoulder blades together on the back. Tops of the feet stay tucked down. Now the pelvis is going to be nice and stable here. So press the pubic bone down slightly. As we inhale, we're going to float up the back. Keep the tops of the shoulders pressed away. Deep breath in. Exhale, release all the way back down. Drop your right ear to the mat. Take your arms along your sides and take a rest here. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Now turn your head back to center. Right back up into that cobra. Palms below the shoulders. Now as we activate the back muscles, we'll begin to float to the belly up off the mat. Keep a little bit of firmness to the glutes. Inhaling as you come up. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Come to your own degree. If this is too much, take it back down. You're going to feel some work in the triceps and the arms, and that's okay. Deep breath in. Exhale, release, roll it back down. Drop your left ear toward your mat and let your arms come alongside your legs. Take a breath here. Inhale. And exhale, release. Now right back to center. This time we're going to come into our locust pose. So if locust is too much all at once, I want you to do it one leg at a time. This is what that looks like. The crown of your head is going to stay aligned with your spine. You're going to just lift the right leg up. So keep the pubic bone pressed into the mat. Lift the right leg, point the right toe, reach the toe away from the body as if you're trying to touch the back wall. You can inhale here, exhale to release. Now opposite leg lifts, left toe points, lift up the leg from the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. And lower that left foot all the way back down. Now right back up into that locust pose. This time, if you'd like, we're going to hold it for 2 breaths, taking the full pose. If that's too much, take 1 leg at a time and that's fine. So here we go. Lock the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, breathe the arms up, the chest up, the legs up. Everything's reaching to the back wall. We're strengthening the back body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. 1 more time, deep breath in. Exhale, release. This time stack the right palm down, followed by the left palm right on top of the right. Turn the toes out to the sides and let the forehead or the chin rest on top of the hands. Take a breath here. One more breath. And right back to center. Now as we inhale next, we'll take our hands right back below the shoulders, come right back up into our tabletop position. Tabletop again, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. This time step your right foot up between the hands. Keep your left knee down. And if you need that blanket again, you can just slide it right under that left knee. So take just a minute here to firm the left glute. So we're not just allowing ourselves to sink down. We're going to press into that left glute, press the right foot down, tuck the left toe, press the toe down. Take a breath here. And for a little bit bigger stretch, you can clasp the hands behind your back, opening the chest, maybe taking it into a little back bend, or maybe staying right here. Just do what feels okay to you. And take a deep breath. Exhale, release. 1 more time, deep breath in. And exhale, release. Now take the hands to frame the right foot. You can keep the back toe tucked or you can untuck it. And start to send the hips back as you straighten that front leg. Now this is a great time for blocks. I don't have any blocks beside me. Half monkey is one of those poses where a block would be a great extension because it would lift the spine, make it a little bit longer. And if you want to, you can even flex that right foot, adjusting the hip pointer so that the left hip pointer moves slightly toward the front, the right hip pointer moves slightly to the back. Deep breath here. Two more breaths, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now one thing I don't want you to do here is just to sit back on that foot because you're really not getting the stretch. You want to stay up, keep the heel grounded in. All right, now take the hands inside that right foot. Swing the knee back into your tabletop. And let's just kind of move the hips side to side a little bit here. And then back to tabletop. Step your left foot up between the hands. Come up onto that left thigh with the palms, keeping the back toe tucked. And if you'd like, you can clasp the hands behind this time. Take the opposite thumb on top. Open across the chest, maybe back bend, maybe not. Take a breath here. One more time, breathe in. And exhale, release both hands to frame the left foot. Back into that half monkey. Walk the hands back, send the hips back. Straighten that front leg, maybe flex the foot. And then send that right hip pointer forward this time, left hip pointer back. Take breaths into the back of that left leg. We're working on stretching the hamstrings, which can be really good for the low back. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Breathe into the back of that left leg. And release. Last breath, inhale. And exhale, release. Now crawl your hands forward, bend with that knee a little bit. Take it into your tabletop. And again, even out the hips, send them side to side. Maybe your shoulder goes toward your hip. So right hip, right shoulder, left hip, left shoulder. And you'll see that you find some stretch in the outer portions of the hip into the back slightly. Now as you come forward in tabletop, grab your blanket or maybe a block if you've got a block. And we're going to fold that blanket so it's fairly high. Now send that right knee up behind the right wrist. We're going to flex the right foot. And we're going to walk our left knee back behind us into a pigeon pose. So if you are sitting into that left hip and you're feeling really crooked here, I want you to grab that blanket, slide it under the left hip. What that does is it allows your hips to become even. So one's not down here while the other's up here. We've got them both in an even plane. We're going to keep that flex in that left foot. If you're able to press the chest up slightly so that you feel a stretch in the inner portion of that right hip and into the belly. And then from here, you can sleep your pigeon by walking your arms forward. And again, always come to your own degree, whatever feels comfortable for you. You shouldn't be in terrible pain. Maybe you come down onto the belly, resting the head, or maybe you stay right here, but it does not matter. Just listen to your body, see what it's saying is okay, and have 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now from here, walk your palms back up. We're going to sink into that left hip. Take the right leg all the way around in front of us. Move the blanket out. And then we're going to open that left knee out to the left side a little bit. So we're kind of facing in the same direction as our hips are pointing, but our legs are open to the sides. We're going to inhale that left arm up. As we exhale, we're going to walk the right arm down the right leg, taking a side stretch here. So you should feel that stretch from the inside of the left hip all the way up the arm. Take a deep breath, rotate the chest up, let it go. One more time, inhale here, and exhale down, and move your body back up. All right, so now swing your legs back around into your tabletop position. Shake the hips out a little bit. And we'll come into our pigeon on the opposite side. So just swing your blanket around to the right, and we'll take the right knee up behind the right wrist. Flex the right foot. And grab that blanket, slide it right into the right hip if you feel like your hips are kind of cockeyed. Take a moment here to stretch up. Now make sure that that back knee is pointing down into the mat and not out to the side. Deep breath in. And release. Start to walk it down to your own degree or your own depth of the pose. The forearms can find the mat. Press the tops of the shoulders away from the ears once again, or you can recline it all the way down. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale into that outer hip. Exhale, release the tension there. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale to soften. And last one, inhale, send the oxygen there. Exhale, soften the hip. Now slowly make your way back up. Lean into that right hip, sink it in there. And we'll remove the blanket. Face the long edge of the mat. If that feels best to keep your heels on the mat, it's completely up to you. That right heel is pulled in as the left leg is sent out long. As we inhale, we're going to take the arm up over the head, the right arm up, and exhale the left hand down inside that left leg. Try not to collapse the chest down, but to open it up toward the side. We're stretching these muscles that run along the sides of the body. Take a deep breath into the right side. Exhale, release. Now as you inhale, think about separating the ribs slightly with your breath. And release. Now take it all the way back up. Keep the left leg out. Open the right leg out to the right side. Now point the toes up toward the ceiling as you flex the feet. Think about rotating the knees and the thighs toward the back wall. Now lengthen through the chest. Take a deep breath in, straighten the spine. And as you exhale, start to crawl your body forward. So you may just come to here, that's okay. You may feel a huge stretch just by placing your hands behind your back. That's okay. Wherever you are is wherever you need to stay. Then you can breathe into the muscles that are super tight, taking your time, making your way down. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Now remember to keep the toes pointed up toward the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands back up. Take your hands behind your knees. Pull your feet together. Keep the feet together, heels together. And you might scoot your hips forward a little bit toward the heels. Just keep your hands back behind your back though. Fingertips reaching toward the back wall or facing toward the back wall. Broaden across the collarbone and the chest. Look up, take a breath. One more breath. And right back up. Now take the left leg on bottom. We're going to go knee to ankle. Right ankle toward the left knee. Right knee on top of the left ankle. Or in some fashion. Now if that is too much, take the right leg right in front of the left leg. So you can stack shins or take one in front of the other. Sit up nice and tall. Place your hands on your knees. Broaden across your collarbone again. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, start to walk your hands forward. You're going to feel a pretty big stretch in that outer right hip, and that's good. That's good for your back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale, release. Now walk your body back up. Take your legs long in front of you, point the toes, take the hands back behind, fingertips facing toward the heels, open across the chest, breathe here, point the toes. And release, walk it back up. This time, right leg on bottom, left leg on top, or right in front of that right leg. Shins stacking, or take one shin right in front of the other. Press the palms into the knees, lift up tall. Now one more inhale. On your exhale, we're going to crawl our hands forward. Here we go. You can take your elbows toward the floor. If you've got a block, this is a great place for a block too. You can rest your arms on the block or maybe even on the blanket. One more breath here. And then slowly begin to make your way back up. Take your legs out in front of you. And we're gonna roll down onto our backs. So go ahead and roll all the way down.
We're gonna come back into that reclined pigeon. Left foot to the mat, left knee bent, right ankle over the left knee or left thigh. Flex the right foot and pull that left knee back in. One deep breath here. And release both feet back down. Switch sides. Left ankle over the right knee. Flex the left foot, pull the right knee in. Take a breath. Release both feet back to the mat. We're going to heel toe those feet a little wider than hip distance apart. So the feet stay grounded. Just start to rock those knees from one side to the other, windshield wipering back and forth. Now try to go as slowly as you can here, and if it feels good, you can even extend the arms out to the sides. Try to soften the low back, soften the back of the neck. Now on your next trip over toward the left side of the body, allow the knees to fall left, all the way over. Now take a deep breath into that low back area, close the eyes. And exhale, release it out. One more deep breath in. On your exhale, release the jaw. Now take your knees back through center very slowly. Release them over to the right. Let them fall heavily. If it's comfortable, you can turn your head left. Take a deep breath into that low back area. Eyes stay closed here. Exhale, release the muscles of the face. One more deep breath in. Exhale again, release the muscles of the back of the neck. And take your knees back to center. We're going to pull that right knee in, extend the left leg long on the mat, come into the half happy baby. Right hand grabs to the outside of the right foot, or maybe your peace fingers wrap around your big toe, and just take that knee toward the mat as the heel reaches up toward the ceiling. Take a breath into that inner groin area. And we'll pull the right foot back in, extend the leg long, left knee bends, half happy baby on the opposite side. Left hand reaches to the outside of the left foot. Heel reaches up, knee points down. Take a deep breath here. And one more breath. Pull the knee back to center. Send the legs long on the mat. Let the tops of the hands come down to rest, tucking the shoulder blades underneath you. And if this causes pain in the low back, I want you to unfold your blanket or your towel and roll it up a few times. So you've got a little bolster. Take it right below the knees. And then let the knees fall open to the sides as your palms face up. I want you to take a deep breath in here. Think about making the breath sound like the waves on the ocean. Inhale into the belly. Pause at the top. And exhale, let it out. 3 more times, just like that. Deep inhale, breathe into the low belly. Just as if you're filling up balloons with air. Pause at the top. Exhale, let it out.
2 more times. Inhale deep into the belly, to the sides of the ribs, up into the chest, and where you pause. And exhale, let it out. And the last time. Inhale deep into the belly. Pause at the top. And exhale, release. Now pull your knees in towards your chest. Roll over onto whatever side feels comfortable to you. And use your hands to press yourself all the way back up to seated. Congratulations. I hope your back feels better.